Hi, Orange Girl here, and I'm here to show you how to use your Silhouette Cameo to do your text or your journaling onto your layout. I am sure this is exactly what I did for my layout that's called Right Now This Girl. I started with this cut file that's free from the Paper Issue store. It's called Heart Wreath. I went ahead and I cut that out using my Cameo at this size. That's important because you want to make sure for what we're doing here, you want to make sure you keep everything the same size. So right now, that right there is a placeholder for me. I'm going to come over here to my drawing tool and I'm going to choose the circle or the oval. I'm going to use the shift key to make sure that it is a circle and not an oval. And then I am going to make sure that it fits right around my hearts. I might want to make that just a little bit smaller. I want it to be as close to the hearts for this layout as possible without overlapping them. Okay, so that's not quite big enough, a little bit bigger here. So I'm just going to kind of mess with that. This is important to make sure that you have the right size. So once I've done that, I do not need these hearts anymore. I don't need them, so I'm just going to delete the, I don't know why I double clicked, you guys. Oh, everything. Okay, there we go. I don't need that file anymore because I've already cut it and that was just a placeholder. So now I'm going to just kind of make sure this is pretty much in the center. I'm just using my arrow keys to kind of move it back and forth and up and down till I have it in the center using the grid to help me out. Once I've done that, I'm ready for the text. So I do not need the grid anymore. So this is just a personal preference. I'm going to go ahead and click that off. I'm going to go over to my fonts, my typing tool, click on that. And I'm going to go into my fonts and I'm going to find the font that I want. It has to be a font that is an actual sketch font for this to work. And I have a couple of them that I downloaded from the Silhouette store. One of them that I use for this layout is called Golden Rule Sketch. There it is. So I'm going to click that and I want it at 14, so kind of big. And then I'm going to type. So you don't have to type. I'm not going to type it all out now. I'm just going to type something really fast. Because you don't really want me to type this whole thing. So I'm just going to do that. And then once you feel like that you have your journaling all ready to go, this is when the magic happens. So let's pretend that that's all I need for my journaling. And I'm done. So all I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab this little guy. Now, if you lose it because you do this, all you have to do is click back on it. See, now I've got this. I'm going to double click again. And when you double click, this guy comes back. You just need this little guy to grab onto. So I'm going to grab onto him. I'm going to come over to the circle. And when you get on the circle, it magically goes around the circle. See that? Now, I don't have enough text to go all the way around. So I can just bring it back over here and add some more text. One of the reasons that this is helpful to know is because sometimes you might need to put a few extra spaces in if your journaling doesn't need to be that long, or if you're going around any other shape. It doesn't have to be a circle, it could be a square, it could be a flower. When you're going around any other shape, all you have to do then is just put spaces strategically in places where you might not necessarily, and then it will magically go around all of the corners that you want. So now I have too much text probably. So one of the things that I'm going to show you though is that if you go kind of on the outside of the circle, do you see the way that it's faced? It's on the inside. So it's upside down. Everything's kind of upside down. So if I'm going to grab this guy again. Oops. Oh man. I'm just going to use the undo key to get it back where it goes. And then I'm going to bring him back over. I don't know why it's upside down right now. I want it on the outside here. So I always just have to keep playing with it to get it to go the right way and just move that little guy inside and outside and move it around. I wanted my journaling to start up here in the corner, so that's where I put the start. In this case, it doesn't have enough text, or it has too much text, so I would need to take some out. Once you have got that positioned the way you want it, and you've messed around with putting spaces in strategically where you want them, then you're done with that piece. So I'm going to go over to send, like I'm going to send the file. But there's one important, oh shoot. Gosh darn it, let me go back. Well, I can do this here. I'm going to select everything and I'm going to put it at no cut. Okay. And then I'm going to select my second tool because the second tool is where I usually have my pen. If you don't have a newer version, you can just do this up here. I'm going to select my sketch pen and I do want it to sketch. Now those things will turn blue, hopefully. Okay. This guy though, the circle itself, I don't want to sketch, so I'm going to undo that. Oh, good gravy. Nothing will work. Here we go. Sketch. Okay. So now I'm going to go back because for some reason this little guy didn't want to. I'm going to erase some of this text here. One of the things that does happen once in a while is, and I'm kind of glad some of this is happening so that you can see that even though sometimes when I do this, it takes 2 seconds, and sometimes when I do this, it takes a long time. So it just, you just kind of got to play with the positioning and all that. So now I don't have enough text, so I would go back and add some more, etc., etc. So then you just go to send, and you click send again down here. And in my case, it would sketch it out, and that's all you do. So it's a little complicated at first, but once you get in there and try it, it's, pretty easy. And now I've done it on several different layouts, and I really like the way that it looks. If you want to add a lot of text to a layout, this is a really cool tool to use. So thanks for checking it out, and I hope this helped out. Thanks.